The central organ is the pear-shaped uterus, right? And you can see that there are tubular structure on both sides called as fallopian tubes. And it has got various parts. We will discuss it later on. Let's see another picture. We are looking the same organs, but now it's being covered by some ligaments. Again, a peritoneal fold, you would say. When you will learn the pelvis, you will come across with all these. You see there is a wider ligament called as broad ligament anterior to this whole apparatus. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if these are the ovaries, and you can see the fallopian tubes. Now, these fallopian tubes are just like a cap over these ovaries, not directly attached, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
It means that whenever there is ova inside released, that is finally taken up by the fibria of these uterine tubes, which are called as uterine tubes, oviducts, Salpingian tubes, or fallopian tubes. There are 3-4 names given to the same structure. Then later on, it has to move through this uterine tube. Now we will see that what structures are over that ovary. First of all, you see this covering of this ligament, broad ligament anteriorly, and another picture let me show you laterally. So now this is the anterior aspect and you are observing it laterally, the sectional view, right? Okay. So broad ligament is there and the reflection of this broad ligament or ligamentous portion over this ovary is called as meso-ovarium, right? Make it clear. ये आपको क्रॉस में इसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए कि हार्ट इज बीइंग प्लेस्ड इंटीरियरली आपको लग रहा था कि जस्ट इट्स थ्रू एंड थ्रू but there is a meso-ovarium attached nearby and there is an area called as hilum and you know hilum for the entry exit of blood vessels and so and next to it it is being covered by the germinal epithelium or if somebody asks you what is the epithelium, it is the germinal or simple cuboidal epithelium. The germinal epithelium initial name was given because it was thought that this is the layer that give rise to the gametogenesis. But later on we know that it has originated from the yolk sac and later on migrated towards and have matured, right? Next to it we have got a layer which is called as tunica albuginea. Right? This is a capsular covering over the ovary and made up of dense irregular connective tissue. So from outwards to inwards, सबसे पहले you've got the meso-ovarium, right? Then you get the germinal epithelium or simple cuboidal epithelium, right? Is it clear? And the third layer, in fact, is the tunica albuginea, which is a capsule, and the variety is dense irregular connective tissue, right? Then we enter into the main structure. The periphery is the cortex. As already you have learned so many times that cortical region, cortex, that is on the periphery. And the central region, which is just addressing the blood vessels in it, predominantly, it is loose connective tissue in it. The cortex carry the denser connective tissue, right? And the central medulla has got loose connective tissue along with these blood vessels. Now this much clear?
Yes.
Okay. Let's find some type in which you can mention the estrogen, progesterone, to extent androgen, right? And relaxin inhibin. There are some other hormones that are being influenced on it as well, right? Gametogenesis or oogenesis, that is being taken place inside, and the steroidogenesis. दो फंक्शन यहाँ पर हो रहे हैं, ठीक है? अब हमने इसको देखना है कि कौन सी लेयर और कौन सी चीज क्या काम कर रही है. At birth, or rather before that, the very small, you would say oogonia, they are present and almost 6 to 7, they have mentioned lakh are there. And in the near 5th month of intraembryonic life, they become 7 million, right? And when the person or female approaches to puberty, they will reduce to almost 3 lakh, right? And among all these you would say in lakhs, they are reduced, or you would say that the oocytes that undergo ovulation are just 450 to 500, right? And there is age up to menopause that this changes that occur inside the ovary, right? Later on it had to involute along with the other structures, right? And you see that the premature, called as primordial follicle, the first variety, they are occupying the peripheral region. And when they get mature, they are moving towards the center, right? And they have to pass through different stages of maturation and differentiation, right? Most of them undergo atresia, right? Few get chance to get mature. The dominant will get mature among the weak one, right? That dominant will finally reach up to the tertiary follicular state and ovulate, right? So there are so many, but once it gets towards the process of it, I would say not at one place you will observe all these stages. These are made for the simplicity, right? ठीक है? क्लियर हो रहा है कि ये एट ए टाइम क्यों बनाया हुआ है इसके अंदर, ताकि आपका समझ में आसानी हो जाए. ओके, नाउ दीज वर फर्स्ट द प्रीमोर्डियल फॉलिकल्स, एंड ऑन देयर outer side we can see there is a rim of cells. These are the follicular cell, you would say follicles की तरह हैं, but first of all you will observe them as simple squamous cells, right? Okay, दूसरी चीज, third is the place where they are resting, the cortex. They have got dense connective tissue in it, and the cells like fibroblasts, and the cells that are supposed to take part in whole this process are the stromal cell. So it means in the ovary there are three things that are supposed to get mature or show morphological changes. Number one, the oocyte, right? Follicles, हमने इन्हें कहा primary follicle means they are being wrapped up by the follicular cell. Number two thing, and the number three is the stromal cell. So there is a story of three. Yeah, isn't it? The oocyte, the follicular cell, and the stromal cell. Keep in mind, this is very important because they all are supposed to show the changes, and that was the region of the medulla as you are looking into. That is loose connective tissue, but well vascularized, with no follicles, right? Okay, let's find some other picture for more clarity. So concentrate from top to the bottom. On the very top, you see the most immature type, the primordial follicle, right? Size is almost, you would say 25 micrometer to 30 micrometer. And you also observe that it is being lined with a simple squamous epithelial cells called as follicular cells. They have to become granulosa cell, right? यही follicular cell को granulosa cells भी कहेंगे whenever there is a stratification. So keep in mind that this oogonia is wrapped up by the follicular cells which are of simple squamous variety, and these cells have got in between complexes, desmosomes, you can say. But then हर cell epithelial cells के दरमियान में junctional complexes होते हैं. So desmosomes, macula densa are in between these primordial follicles. Okay, how these get mature? Always, whenever we talk about the endocrinal organ, so always start with what? The hypothalamus. So hypothalamus in your brain is secreting gonadotropin releasing hormone. So some inhibitory, but the gonadotropin releasing hormone, and it has to act upon the pituitary, right? That pituitary is going to secrete FSH and LH, which are called as gonadotropic hormones. इसका मतलब है कमांड सेंटर पर हाइपोथैलेमस में था, उसने पिट्यूटरी के हार्मोन्स को रिलीज कराने के लिए अपना रोल प्ले किया, और देन थ्रू एज यू नो दैट दे आर एंडोक्राइन, सो ब्लड में सर्कुलेट करते हुए व्हेन दे हैव रीच्ड टुवर्ड दीस ओवरीज दे आर एक्टिंग अपॉन इट. सो द फर्स्ट you would say its growth is being prompted by the release of FSH, right? This can be an MCQ, this can be a viva question, right? Okay. So after that primordial follicle, you can see that oocyte. The second thing जो है आपको मैंने कहा follicular cell और granulosa cell. Third story or third important character of this is the stromal cell, जो इर्द गिर्द connective tissue था. यहाँ तक बिल्कुल clear है?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now it has to become mature and it is now increasing its size to become primary follicle. First was primordial, right? Now it is primary follicle. Now you can see the change. This cell is growing and the things that are keep on adding. हम सारी इनमें देखेंगे. The nuclear size, the mitochondria which would be evenly distributed, the rough endoplasm, the reticulum, Golgi complex, they could be attaining the peripheral region. So these are the changes we will observe along with the other major changes. So here what is going to happen? The simple squamous epithelium has become now simple cuboidal. ये वैसे भी कुदरत का रूल है. In addition to this, कि जब हमारे मसल्स काम नहीं कर रहे होते तो समटाइम्स वी से कि डिसयूज एट्रोफी हो गई है. शायद आपने ये टर्म पढ़ी हो, एट्रोफी हो जाना, सिंपल. और आप उसको मसल बिल्ड कर लेते हो. यू मेक योर डेल्टॉइड्स, राइट? सो व्हाट हैपेंस? हाइपरट्रॉफी, right? Same is the case if you can, that they have to now work. So the epithelium is now the simple cuboidal and now intervening junctional complexes are gap junctions or nexus because the things are supposed to pass through and through. Is it clear? That the size is changing, right? The organelles are now becoming well developed and taking their position because they have to cope with something. The epithelium is changed of follicular cells, right? Or either you would read it as a granulosa cell, right? And intervening other things also happening, and we will also see that there lies the stroma cell which are along with them. ये तीनों चीजें एक साथ move कर रही हैं. What happens next? You can see here that now there are multiple number of layers. जो simple cuboidal थी, वो stratified cuboidal हो चुकी है.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it? So now we can call it as multilaminar. When it was lined with a single simple cuboidal epithelium, हम प्राइमरी फॉलिकल को कह रहे थे यूनिलेमिनर. इसका मतलब प्राइमरी फॉलिकल की दो वैरायटीज कर सकते हैं, यूनिलेमिनर जो ये थी और मल्टीलेमिनर जिसमें स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन हो चुकी है. अप टू फार इट इज क्लियर कि कैसे प्रिमोर्डियल फॉलिकल जंप अप हुआ था मैच्योर होने के साथ अंडर द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ द हार्मोन्स and is changing its shape. Now here what you see that these follicular cell now after stratification you will predominantly read them as a granulosa cells. They will secrete an amorphous homogeneous glycoproteinaceous substance to form a zona pellucida in between the oocyte and the granulosa cell. Make it clear. Okay? पहले सिर्फ वो साइड था, इर्द गिर्द फॉलिकुलर और ग्रैनुलोजा सेल थे और बाहर स्ट्रोमल सेल थे. अब वो साइड और ग्रैनुलोजा या फॉलिकुलर सेल्स के दरमियान यू गेट द zona pellucida, right? They have got related with the ZP3 and 4 receptors for the spermatozoa, right? Okay. Now what we see now, these theca, these outer stromal cells, they are also supposed to arrange themselves into two layers, into theca externa and theca interna. Is it clear?
Yes.
तो तीनों में तीन इसमें प्लेयर हैं, तीनों में चेंजेस आ रहे हैं. oocyte का साइज लेटर ऑन बड़ा होता जा रहा है अप टू 120 माइक्रोमीटर. आप इसको देखेंगे स्टार्ट हुआ था जस्ट 25 to 30 माइक्रोमीटर से. ठीक है, उसमें चेंज आ रहा है. फॉलिकुलर सेल सिंपल स्क्वेमस से क्यूबाइडल हुए फिर स्ट्रेटिफाइड हो रहे हैं. ठीक है, और बाहर जो स्ट्रोमल सेल एज सच पड़े हुए थे, जब इनका भी साथ मूव हुआ तो दे आर गोना, you can see clearly that they have, these stromal cells have changed into theca interna and theca externa. Theca interna is a well vascularized layer, no doubt collagen fibers, fibroblast, other things could be there, but more vascular. And it's theca externa, sorry. Now theca externa is again having these retail cell, but they are also carrying the smooth muscle cells in it. It means some contractility should be there. Well, vascularity we need, that is provided through theca interna, right? And on the outer rim, we have got the addition of smooth muscles that will give the contractility. Last row, are you listening? Are you getting the point? Is there any difficulty? Want to ask any question? Now, another change. Now, the granulosa cell, as you can see, are much more in number, and there is the intercellular intervening cleft that should grow, right? And you can see them coalescing. And now this oocyte is pushed towards one side, isn't it? Okay. Now here you call it as the antral follicle और secondary follicle. हमने प्राइमरी की टाइप पढ़ ली थी, अब जंप अप हो रहा है इसमें सेकेंडरी फॉलिकल में. थीका इंटरना एक्सटर्ना बड़ी क्लियरली अरेंज हो गई है. इकट्ठे पड़े थे ना स्ट्रोमल सेल, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा अपने आप को अरेंज कर लिया है. Because now they have to finally attain the mature pre-ovulatory Graafian और tertiary follicle. चार नाम है इसके. Get my point? Secondary से tertiary हो गया, आसान है. It is mature one, so called as mature, and near to be ovulation, तो pre-ovulatory state में. So these names are given accordingly. Now you can clearly see that the oocyte is pushed towards one side, isn't it? Our granulosa cells have arranged themselves beautifully. They are making a membrane-like arrangement, hence called membrana granulosa, जो कि periphery में लगे रह गए. Okay. Few cells, they are arranged around the oocyte as corona radiata. You haven't learned brain yet. There is a structure name similar to it called as corona radiata. You will learn there. So sometimes similar names are given in different regions of your body, right? So the cells that are just around it are called as corona radiata. And another thing you can see that this oocyte is sitting on a heap of cells called as cumulus operus. Is it clear? We started with the simple squamous epithelium in the primordial, right? Then in the primary follicle, what happened? First unilamellar, then multilamellar, right? Okay, then we saw that intercellular clefts, they started growing and coalescing and forming the larger cavity, right? So we can see them and very well clear, which is called as antrum, filled with the liquor folliculi, the fluid being secreted through these granulosa cell, an exudate of plasma, you would say, well laden with the fibrinogen, plasmin, and what else? Steroid hormones, which I enlisted, androgen, estrogen, progesterone, and GAG, glycosaminoglycan, hyaluronic acid, because these all are needed for the later functions which we will observe. Now you have seen very well. Now let me repeat the membrana granulosa, the cells which are forming a big circle, right? Then you see there is another circle called as corona radiata around the oocyte. And there is another collection or heap, a seat called as cumulus operus. That should be very clear. And of course, we have seen that theca externa and interna have arranged well. Okay. Finally, we will see this membrana granulosa. They will be showing a cell called as granulosa lutein cells, right? And the nearby theca, which is theca interna, will be showing the theca lutein cell, right? We will see the differences. I'll show you a chart that how they are differentiated and what type of particular hormones they are going to be producing. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
It could be, a question can come, write a note on the maturation stages of this follicle, or what is the fate of this, right? Okay. After that we will see that after pre-ovulatory, when ovulation will occur, that oogonia oocyte, that will be taken out, right? And the leftover structure will be, you call it as, yeah, corpus luteum, right? And finally, it has to become corpus albicans, the whitish scarry tissue. Through various processes, as we have seen that there could be phagocytotic cells, there would be blood vessels, showing clotting factor. So there are so many procedures that the leftover structure have to eat up all the debris, and what tissue should be left over to be taken up by rest of this as connective tissue cells. They take over and they form the corpus albicans, right? स्टोरी शुरू हुई थी कि बहुत सारे मिलियंस में थे स्मॉल ओगोनिया फॉलिकल्स, थ्रू प्रोसेस उनकी सिलेक्शन हो रही थी, कुछ ने ओवुलेशन के लिए रेडी होना था, बाकी सारे एटरेटिक फॉलिकल बन गए, डीजेनरेट हो गए मोस्ट ऑफ देम, और जो बच जाते हैं और में से ओवुलेशन के थ्रू ये oocyte इज टेकन आउट, बाकी क्या बनेगा, कॉर्पस luteum, then corpus albicans. That is very much clear. You should be in your mind that what is going to happen. Now we will see individually other pictures. Microscopic structure or ultra structure of primary follicle. This is basically the follicle covered by the zona pellucida, right? And these ball-like, इसको हमने कहा था ये cuboidal epithelium है, stratified. They all granulosa cell. In reality, how they appear? जब हम इसको schematic draw करते हैं तो just a box. Because we cut it, we know how cuboidal epithelium looks like. But in real, the electron microscope structure is showing the ultra structure or features of primary follicle and the zona pellucida, right? Okay. You are trusted to see the outer, the germinal epithelium. Can you see that? Then comes the tunica albuginea, the capsular covering. Then we enter into the dense connective tissue, the cortex, right? This whole is the cortex. And the periphery is occupying the primordial follicles. Later on, the primary follicles, they are getting mature and you can observe a stratified lining the granulosa cell, and the primary oocyte is also there. And you have seen this hole filled with the Leica folliculi. And definitely they are under the process of, when their number is going to increase, this is the mitotic activity that is taken inside, right? And otherwise, through all this, there is the meiosis which is taking part, and we will see in a picture that where lies the different stages. Epithelium, you can see them. You can see various organelles. You can see the oocyte and the stromal cell, you would say, on the periphery, right? The three things we can observe in this primordial follicle. Now the primary unilamellar follicle is showing the simple cuboidal epithelium, the gap junction complexes intervening, and again you can see the formation of zona pellucida in it. Now we will see the multilaminar primary follicle, right? So many stratification is gonna be there, and you can see the mitotic activity. कोई एक सेल आपको ये differently दिखाए गए जिसमें इसमें cell division होना है, mitosis हो रहा है here, right? Okay. Now we are approaching towards the mature one. This is a picture, we would say, the secondary follicle in which antral cavity is gonna be formed. And the shifting of this oocyte is towards the periphery, and we are going to observe the different arrangement of the layers, okay? This individual which is a tertiary or mature follicle, you can see the cumulus operus, you can see the corona radiata, and you can see the membrana granulosa. When ovulation takes place, it takes corona radiata along with it. Keep in mind, okay? Now, what happens when the process of ovulation takes place, the surface of this ovary, that will be showing the less amount of mitotic activity that we see on that very layer, which becomes thinned out, okay? Then it gives way for the passage of oocyte that will be thrown out, and that will be the place of peritoneal cavity, as you have seen the initial picture. But we know that there lies cap-like the fibria, the fallopian tubes, terminal funnel shape, the infundibulum having the fringes called as fibria, and they have lined, we will see, with the cilia, and the movement inside they will be taken this oocyte inside, right? This is the procedure. Otherwise, sometimes, whenever it gets fertilized and the usual placement, which is uterus, that is not taken by the fertilized ovum that takes a place in fallopian tubes in its ampullary region, right? That can the first place for ectopic pregnancy. But sometimes it happens in the peritoneal cavity as well, right? So they are rare places you should be kept in mind, right? But definitely they will not grow well because they do not have proper endometrium to get to supply the nourishment. So they will give way, right? Okay. That how these cells communicate. Okay. So see that we have taken a chunk of it and we observe that these are the granulosa cells, right? And this is the oocyte surface. The oocyte have got the microvilli towards the granulosa cell. Okay? And the granulosa cells have got the phyllopodia towards the oocyte. So this is how the exchange takes place. इसको याद कैसे रखेंगे कि माइक्रोविलाई oocyte के ऊपर है. Get it? और जो granulosa cell थे जिनको हम पहले follicular cell भी कहते थे. So do remember कि phyllopodia is from their side. Right? So these two are there. Along with you see the gap junction complexes and this is how they communicate. Okay, that is important because that's being also explained in your books. So know the phyllopodia and microvilli. Rather the most important which we mentioned, kindly concentrate because if you understand once, then it will become more easy to understand the endocrinal function of your whole body. So let's see. You can see that there lies the hypothalamus at the top, right? And you are looking into the pituitary, right? Okay. The green arrows, they are showing the stimulatory or positive feedback. And you can see the red dotted lines showing the inhibitory signals reaching backwards, negative feedback. Okay. Now, what happens? The hypothalamus is going to secrete gonadotropin releasing hormone coming towards this pituitary. And here the gonadotropin hormones, which were FSH and LH, they are supposed to be secreted or travel through the blood and they are supposed to develop or continue the first follicular development initiation by the FSH. Is it clear? Now this primordial follicle, बन चुका है, it is also secreting what? The estrogen. What now estrogen will do? It's lower level. We start में ना बहुत strong, बहुत ज़्यादा amount में estrogen नहीं बन रहा, but the low level is going to give inhibitory signals to the factory, right? The pituitary and the hypothalamus, low levels. Now see this low level, what they are going to do. Definitely will take part under the influence of gonadotropin releasing hormone, which were attaining this maturing follicle. They are definitely producing now larger amount of estrogen. You get it? And you will see that larger amount of estrogen will be giving positive signals towards hypothalamus and the pituitary. And you can see that under the influence of LH surge, आपने एक term सुनी होगी, that will cause the ovulation. You can see the oocyte along with the corona radiata has been released, which we have seen that it should be caught up by the fimbria of the uterine tube or fallopian tube. So far is clear? Yes. What is going to happen? ये जो tissue रह गया था, it has to be transformed into corpus luteum. The ovulation that takes place on up to the 14th day of the uterine cycle. Later on 10 to 12 days तक ये persist करेगा to produce the progesterone. Later on, when it is being engulfed and shed up and there is no further fertilization of the oocyte, it will be now changing to this corpus luteum, but it has to become corpus albicans, the whitish scary tissue we initially discussed. So this is the chain of events that are taking place. Okay. Now the corpus luteum we have seen, it has to secrete what? ये एक टेम्परेरी एंडोक्राइनल ऑर्गन बन जाता है बिकॉज इट हैज टू प्रोड्यूस प्रोजेस्टेरॉन, ईस्ट्रोजन, इनहिबिन. अब जो ये इनहिबिन है, ये सारी चीजें फिर फर्दर इनहिबिट करेगी हाइपोथैलेमस को और एंटीरियर पिट्यूटरी को. ये देखो नेगेटिव सिग्नल्स जा रहे हैं. फाइनली उनका लेवल कम हो जाएगा, देन ब्रेक थ्रू ब्लीडिंग विल स्टार्ट. This is how this cycle goes and goes and on. That is very important to learn and to understand what is going to happen. So it means the estrogen has got dual function in its lower amount and its higher amount. So once you learn this hormonal regulation and the ovarian function, then it will become easy. Let's see another picture. Concentrate again on this. So this is called as ovarian cycle. There is another cycle that is called as uterine cycle. That is different from this ovarian cycle. Though they go side by side, right? But if a note comes that discuss the ovarian cycle, you would say that this is divided into two phases. The first is follicular phase. Then comes the ovulation and then the luteal phase. The corpus luteum has taken over. Follicular phase, ovulation and luteal phase. बस इतना ही आपने डिस्कस करना होगा. ये हेडिंग मैंने आपको बताई है. डेफिनेटली अंदर ये सारे के सारे चेंजेस लिखोगे जो ओवरी में हो रहे हैं. यू गेट माई पॉइंट? ठीक है. यूट्राइन चेंजेस यहाँ पे नहीं डिस्कस हुए. यही जो ओवरी में चीजें बन रही हैं, हार्मोन बना रही हैं, वो यूट्रस पे एक्ट करेंगे. तो यूट्राइन साइकिल वी विल डिस्कस लेटर ऑन, बट इनिशियल वी कैन से दे आर इनिशियल bleeding phase, then comes the proliferative phase. On 14th day you see the ovulation, then the secretory phase comes. Later on again the cycle repeats. So this is the uterine phase and these are the changes we will discuss with the uterus, right? So कभी गलती नहीं करनी कि ovarian cycle आ गया है तो ये लिख दो, ये आ गया है तो वो. Though they are going side by side but are different. So that should be clear in your mind. On the top, definitely they have schematically drawn to make you remember that don't forget hypothalamus, don't forget your pituitary, because they are supposed to secrete FSH releasing factor लिखा जाए या gonadotropin releasing लिखा जाए. Collectively FSH LH को आप gonadotropins कहते हो, right? Okay. The oocyte, as you have seen, now you see the initial primary oocyte that is showing the maturation and will divide into two. The secondary oocyte and the first polar body. Initially they will get the equal amount of chromosomes division, but later on it will be degenerated and finally form the polar bodies, right? And mature में देखो ये mature ovum बन गया है और एक और polar body. तो तीन polar body बन जाएंगी और एक mature ovum होगा. So this should be again very important that after this division what we get, because initially 46 number होते हैं हमारे पास ऑटोसोम में. हमारे जो सोमैटिक सेल्स हैं, ठीक है, जब वो हमारे पास सेक्स सेल्स होते हैं उसमें आपके पास अगर 23 पेयर है तो 22 उसमें से सिमिलर, तो 1 आपके पास डबल एक्स इन फीमेल और मेल में एक्स एंड वाई. So this is the region how diploid number is going to be divide or will be presented as haploid number, because one haploid from one parent and other from the other, they are supposed to now form again 46. So अल्लाह की कुदरत का निज़ाम है कि he is doing job well, otherwise anomaly start हो जाती हैं अगर ये नंबर different तरीके से arrange हो. Picture or I think from Ross, just concentrate which we just talked right now. You can see the process of this gametogenesis or oogenesis, the development. First of all, you see the oogonia with the number 46. Oogonia, which are having diploid number being written, you can see, means 23 pairs of chromosomes or 46 in total. Now you see the mitotic division is going to produce the primary oocyte, which are still having diploid number. ठीक है, 46 नंबर आपको, और इस तरह follicular development है. ये चार्ट जहां आपको बुक में मिले, यू हैव टू लर्न इट वेरी केयरफुली. जैसे आपको मैंने हाइपोथैलेमस और पिट्यूटरी का बताया, वो डायग्राम आपको फिंगर टिप्स पे होनी चाहिए, नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ कि आपको ये प्रैक्टिकल करवा रहे हैं, बट योर स्टडी पर्पस. यू कैन सी द oocyte of primordial follicle. Primary oocyte with the 46 number, it's being arrested in the first meiotic division in the prophase, right? Now it is being arrested. Now 46 number you see still primary oocyte ही है. Number 46 है इसके अंदर. The meiosis 2, it is being now jumped into it but is arrested. Now what is going to happen? जो हमने अभी देखा था कि एक आपके पास सेकेंडरी oocyte बनता है और एक फर्स्ट पोलर बॉडी बनती है जो कि डीजेनरेट हो जाएगी. सारी गेम फिर ये सेकेंडरी oocyte लेके चलता है. When ovulation occurs and finally when it gets fertilized through spermatozoa, the meiosis 2 is completed if fertilization occurs. There are various stages ना meiosis की अगर आप पढ़ो. Then you see that the ovum is ready and the second polar body यहाँ पे first बनी थी और यहाँ पे second बनी है वो degenerate हो जाएगी और that ovum will now have to become a zygote. And here you can see the fate of follicular development. That was what is going to happen. अगर fertilization होगी तो it is becoming the zygote. Otherwise you will see that rest of the tissue will be involuted and becomes corpus luteum, this left over, and then the corpus albicans. It's very important. Once you learn, you have got the grip on the subject that where lies the meiosis 1, where lies the meiosis 2, and where they get arrested and where they get completed. Right? Okay. Let me find one. Our other topic was the fallopian tube. So you can see that after ovulation, the second meiotic spindle you can observe, and that is being taken up by the fibria of the infundibulum of the fallopian tube. Right? In the chain, that first their approximation first picture में और उसके ऊपर जहाँ पे thin out हो रहा था ओवरी की surface, उस एरिया को कहते हैं stigma, right? Next, that gives way and it has to move towards here. Now you can see the sweeping action and finally that is taken up by it, right? So from top to bottom you can observe the changes that are taken in the ovary and the fibria, how it is taking part. Okay. There are some in the ovarian follicle annulate lamellae. What they are basically contributing nuclear envelope formation or reconstruction. एक टर्म लिखी होगी तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि न्यूक्लियर ये एनुलेट लेमेली क्या होती है, इसको पढ़ सकते हैं. अच्छा, थीका इंटरना जो इम्पोर्टेंट लेयर थी, थीका इंटरना यू कैन रिकॉल ना, जो स्ट्रोमल सेल थे उसमें आपको थीका एक्सटर्ना और थीका इंटरना मिली थी. तो थीका इंटरना दैट इज गोइंग टू सीक्रेट द एंड्रोजन, ठीक है, एंड्रोस्टेडियोन. उसके ऊपर एंजाइम एरोमेटेज एक्ट करेगा एंड इट इज नाउ गोइंग टू बी चेंज्ड इनटू एस्ट्रोजन, एस्ट्राडायोल, और वो थीका इंटरना में आएगी. ब्लड कैपिलरीज थी, वेल वेस्कुलराइज्ड था. डू यू रिमेंबर आई सेड कि थीका इंटरना वाज वेल वेस्कुलराइज्ड. ब्लड के थ्रू ये लेयर में और फिर बॉडी में सर्कुलेट होगा. Right? So this is how you have to learn. It means that in female as well as male, males में भी estrogen का रोल है और females में भी androgen का रोल है. Right? Okay. There could be some other. Yeah, I told about that corpus luteum हमारे पास था. उसमें हमारे पास जो सेल थे, एक ग्रेनुलोजा सेल थे, एक थीका सेल थे. And I mentioned कि ग्रेनुलोजा ल्यूटिन सेल बनेंगे और थीका ल्यूटिन सेल बन जाएंगे. ग्रेनुलोजा के सेल ल्यूटिन और थीका इंटरना के ल्यूटिन सेल. राइट? सिमिलर यू कैन मेक अ चार्ट. जो ग्रेनुलोजा ल्यूटिन सेल है मैक्सिमाइज है 80%, यू कैन सी. जो थीका है 20%. जो मैक्सिमम है उनका साइज भी बड़ा है, उनका साइज छोटा है 30 माइक्रोमीटर 15 का रेशियो. ओके, द लार्जर आर पेल लुकिंग एंड दे हैव गॉट ल्यूटिन pigment in it and they are supposed to produce the progesterone predominantly. That is important. अब थीका ल्यूटिन में क्या है? डार्क स्टेन लिपोक्रोम पिगमेंट होता है इनके अंदर and they are supposed to produce estrogen, estradiol, estrone उसकी वैरायटी है and progesterone. अगर स्पेसिफिकली पूछा जाए कौन सी लेयर क्या सिक्रीट करती है, then you will make it clear. आपकी बुक्स में लिखा हुआ है, at your own you can make a chart or so. Okay, what it is? That is the follicular fluid या लाइकर folliculi जो एंट्रल कैविटी में भर गया. तो आपसे पूछा जा सकते हैं कि what it is, जो हमने मेंशन किया था, it's a exudate of plasma, right? अंदर क्या है? GAG, glycosaminoglycan, ठीक है. आपके पास ग्रोथ फैक्टर भी है, प्लाज्मिनोजन भी है, फिब्रिनोजन भी है, एंटीकोएगुलेंट भी है, राइट? प्रोटीग्लाइकेन, स्टेरॉइड्स की सारी लिस्ट. क्योंकि इन्होंने किसी ने ब्लड क्लॉट बनाना है, जब ओ साइड निकल गया किसी ने उसको फिब्रिनोजन, उसको किसी ने उसको लाइसिस का काम करना है, किसी ने ये जो ग्लाइकोजोमाइनोग्लाइकन, किसी ने उसको लूजन करना है. सो एवरी द inner material or molecular or chemical, they are supposed to do some action. और definitely last but not the least steroids जो अंदर है वो तो required है. So these few written statements were important according to Viva or some written material if it comes. Okay. We have seen that there were tubular structure, we call them as oviduct, uterine tube, salpingeal tube or fallopian tubes, one at the same thing. And you can see the ovary and over it cap-like, that is the first or larger part is the infundibulum because it is a funnel shape having fibria which we discussed already. Then there is the more larger part showing so many convolution inside like a labyrinth. Labyrinth क्या होता है वैसे? मेज को कहते हैं भूल भुलैया, ठीक है? So that is the ampulla. This is the place where usually fertilization takes place and sometimes the implantation of, in case of ectopic pregnancy, that happens. Then you move into the uterine, this isthmus part of this uterine tube, that green one. More tubular, not very much curvy inside, right? Then you reach into the intramural part or uterine part, a very small part that moves into the uterus. Okay? जैसे plug in कर देते हैं ना कोई ट्यूब, थोड़ा सा पार्ट जितना यूट्रस में चला जाएगा इंट्राम्यूरल कहलाता है या यूट्राइन, ठीक है? और उससे पहले हमने क्या बताया, इस्तेमाल से ग्रीन कलर में शो हुआ है, उससे पहले द एम्पुला था और उससे पहले इन्फंडिबुलम हैविंग द फिब्रिया. सो ये पूरी की पूरी यूट्राइन ट्यूब है, लेकिन जब आप इसको काटोगे तो अंदर म्यूकोजा विल बी शोइंग डिफरेंट पैटर्न. बाकी सारी चीजें इसमें सेम है. डेफिनेटली मस्कुलर कोट इज देयर, सर्कुलर, inner and outer longitudinal but interwoven to give contractility. Inner cilia cell honge for the propulsion of the ova. Now let's see another schematic picture transfer section. So the routine layers, the mucosa, right? And submucosa may or may not be observed. Then finally the musculus externa and the serosa. Okay, concentrate on the mucosa. We mentioned in mucosa the epithelium and lamina propria. Musculus mucosae may or may not be there. So epithelium is simple, columnar. Two types of cell. One are the ciliated cell showing the cilia on it, and the other variety which are non-ciliated cell, but they are called as PEG cell, PEG. They have got apical cytoplasm projected towards lumen. What are the function of these two? The cells, columnar with cilia, helps to propel the oocyte, right? And what is the function of that PEG cell? इसका bulging apical cytoplasmic region है. They get the inner secretion for the nourishment of the ooa as well as the spermatozoa, right? Is it clear? Now you can see the lamina propria just here. Again a connective tissue layer with all the regular features in it. Then we see the inner circular layer in musculus externa and outer longitudinal. They are usually interwoven to give contractility. Interwoven किस तरह होती है? If you see in the jute या रस्सी देखी है आपने, अगर सीधे बल हो तो I think उसका इतना function नहीं. If you have seen it knitted, that will give a strength. और जब वो contract करेगी, that will be helping in the propulsion. एक condition हो जाती है immotile cilia syndrome. Still ovum can move inside and the pregnancy that happens, fertilization takes place. It means immotile cilia syndrome, अगर cilia functioning नहीं भी करे, the contractility is helping to move the ova, right? Is it clear? You should be knowing the function of individual things. So that was about it. Could be, जिसका lumen दिख रहा है, दो structure हमने पढ़े, इसमें से क्या हो सकता है ये? Uterine tube definitely, okay? So a uterine tube is showing the mucosa thrown into various foldings. तो ये जो darker stained line है, ये definitely इसकी simple columnar epithelium है. ये tissue जो है, ये lamina propria है. और उसके बाद ये next जितना thin rim है, ये inner circular outer longitudinal है. ये until we reach at the end to the serosa. Let me make it a little bit clear. और 10x पे ले जाते हैं. Now you are able to see the lumen and this darker stain simple columnar epithelium. Few cells you can see or many with a cilia, or those without cilia but projected apical cytoplasmic area are the PEG cells, right? So whenever there is the lumen, slide comes. So अब तक जितनी हमने स्लाइड्स पढ़ी हैं, किस किस का ल्यूमन है डॉक्टर? इस तरह जो दिखता है आपको, अपेंडिक्स, ठीक है? अपेंडिक्स और इसमें किस तरह फर्क करोगे? ठीक है, लिम्फ नोड नहीं थे, अच्छा, और क्या हमें पूरा वो आपको सब में कोजा में मिलता है, और हमने उसमें क्रिप्स ऑफ लैबरकन्स देखे थे, और इसका मतलब यू कैन डिफरेंशिएट। और कौन से हमारी ल्यूमन स्ट्रक्चर थे? अभी आप कुछ और भी देखोगे, ठीक है? फिर आप फाइनली जब रिवीजन के लिए आपको टाइम मिलेगा, देन यू विल बी एबल टू जज। बट जितने भी इस तरह के स्ट्रक्चर हैं, और जो ल्यूमन स्ट्रक्चर वो इतने बड़े हैं कि वन ग्लैंस पे आपको नहीं दिखते रहे। इसोफेगस था बहुत बड़ा, एक पोर्शन आपको दिखा। स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन की भी कुछ ऐसी स्टोरी थी, ठीक है, कि आपको एक चंक दिखता है। लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन भी ऐसी ही थी। तो ट्यूबुलर स्ट्रक्चर नो डाउट हमने अभी तक देखे हैं, लेकिन उसमें एक्सेप्ट दिस अपेंडिक्स, जिसके साथ आप ह्यूमन के लिए ना मिक्स करो, सो वी हैव डिफरेंशिएटेड। ओके, आफ्टर दैट
तो ये जो एरिया होगा, सबसे पहले हमारे पास एपिथेलियम होती है, ट्रू बंडल एपिथेलियम। उसके नीचे भी आप यूनिक एपिथेलियम जो कि डेंस इरेगुलर कनेक्टिव टिश्यू है, और ये हमारे पास इससे आगे जो एरिया होगा वो कॉर्टेक्स का एरिया है, ठीक है। कॉर्टेक्स के अंदर जो सेंट्रली मौजूद है वो मेडुला का एरिया हो जाएगा। तो जो सेल्स की मूवमेंट है वो कॉर्टेक्स से मेडुला की तरफ है।
मेडुला में जाएंगे नहीं
जाएंगे,
डीपर कॉर्टेक्स कह सकते हैं आप। वेरी गुड।
तो इसमें डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ सेल्स भी नजर आ रहे हैं।
सबसे मैच्योर बताएं, जो मिलियंस आपको कहाँ दिख रहे हैं?
सबसे ज्यादा मैच्योर ये
इमेच्योर दिखाइए। हाँ, ये छोटे छोटे बॉल लाइक पेरिफेरी देखिए कितनी भरी हुई है।
इसके बाद प्राइमरी फॉलिकल्स बनते हैं, उनमें इतना ज़्यादा फर्क हम नहीं कर पा रहे क्योंकि उनमें एंट्रम नहीं बनता। अच्छा, जो जिनमें एंट्रम बन गया है,
या ये किसी एक मैच्योर को आप 10 पे ले जाओ, डिस्कस कर लीजिए।
मैच्योर है,
ठीक है,
ये वाला ये अभी मैच्योर हो रहा है, ये वाला। अच्छा, इस मैच्योर पे अगर हम डिस्कस करें तो
इसको बड़ा कर लेते हैं, बट 10x पे ले दो।
ये हमारे पास मैच्योर फॉलिकल है। इसमें जो हमें इनलार्ज एंट्रम कैविटी नज़र आ रही है। इसके अलावा जो हमारे पास जो ग्रैनुलोजर सेल्स हैं जो अराउंड ओ साइट हैं, जिन्होंने एक उसके पोल को फ्यूज किया हुआ है विद द मेम्ब्रेना ग्रैनुलोसा, वो हमारे पास ट्यूबुलस ओ फोरस है, ठीक है।
ये नहीं है वो उनकी जहाँ पर वो बैठे हुए हैं।
दिस इज द कोलोनोइडेला, दिस इज द मेम्ब्रेना ग्रैनुलोसा which is surrounding the cavity of antrum, and then if we move outer, then we have the arrangement of the stromal cells into theca externa and theca interna, which is adjacent to the membrana granulosa is the theca interna. It is highly vascularized, and they produce their secretory cells, and they produce androgen, then they aromatase in them converted into estrogen. And the theca externa is not that richly vascularized.
But they have got smooth muscle cells to give contractility, right? More fibrous.
They have collagen fibers in between them, and then they are able to contract. So this is about it.
Thank you very much. सी है, if you move from this, ये सारा कुछ इस तरफ से भी कॉर्टेक्स है, ये इधर से भी कॉर्टेक्स है। ये सेंट्रल रीजन इंटरवेनिंग, अगर आप इसको लाइन फुटे से नहीं लग सकती, लेकिन आप इसकी ब्लड वेसल्स जहाँ सिर्फ दिखाई दे रहे हैं, और ये लूज कनेक्टिव टिश्यू भी है डॉक्टर साहब, और कोई फॉलिकल्स नहीं इसमें आएंगे जहाँ भी आप इसको मार्क करोगे। दैट इज द मेडुला, ठीक है। इसका मतलब है जब भी आप कहीं लाइन लगाते हैं, ऐसी लाइन नहीं होती यूजुअली। whenever the tissue changes from one to another, we get कि हम किसी और रीजन में पहुंच गए। Is it clear? Okay, thank you very much.